Jim Dandy Deacons and Billy White Moon, Best of the West. Chris Wilde and Jeff Fortune of Wild Fortune. Tibor Balescu and Ari Alexandros of Team Euro. The Texas Hangman Killer and Psycho. The Guns Brothers, Eddie and Ray. The Insiders, Jake Blackwell and Stefan Von Berger, Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson, and the men from Lucha, Mil Mascaras and Blue Demon. These are our finalists for the Television Tag Team Championship Tournament, and let's get it underway right away with our first matchup of the tournament. Mr. USA Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson, the Soul Patrol, set to face Mil Mascaras and the Blue Demon, the men from Lucha.
The following TV Tag Team Tournament match is scheduled for one fall with a 20-minute time limit. Coming down the aisle at a combined weight of 550 pounds, from Washington, D.C., Soul Man Rocky Johnson, and from Roanoke, Virginia, Mr. USA, Tony Atlas, the Soul Patrol.
Alright, after 2 weeks of qualifying matches and survival matches, we are down to our final 8 for the first round of this TV Tag Team Tournament. Soul Man Rocky Johnson and Mr. USA Tony Atlas making their way to the ring. They have already eliminated the Revival and the Wild Samoans, but can they eliminate Mil Mascaras and the Blue Demon?
That's a good question. Now it's going to get crazy with the final 8. It's a damn shame 4 of these teams are going to have to go home tonight.
A crying shame indeed. Very talented teams in this tournament.
But like Highlander says, there can be only one.
And their opponents from Mexico City at a combined weight of 340 pounds, Mil Mascaras and Blue Demon, the men from L.U.C.H.A.
Pro wrestling, TV, and the movies, there isn't a field in media that hasn't been conquered by Mil Mascaras and the Blue Demon, the men from L.U.C.H.A. on their way to the ring to face Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson. And it is a hard guess as to which of these two teams is going to wind up advancing to the next round.
Yeah, this right here is the hard part, since we'll be saying goodbye to those for teams after they busted their tails to get here tonight to the first round of the actual tournament. And those are 4 seriously good teams we're about to lose here.
You ain't kidding.
And it's going to be Mr. USA Tony Atlas and the man of 1,000 masks, Mil Mascaras, starting us off in this one. Referee Willie Johnson sounds the bell. They come center ring. Mil Mascaras with a kick to the midsection of Tony Atlas. Mr. USA quickly back up on his feet, catches another kick from Mil Mascaras. Has him up over the shoulders. Into the gory stretch, a possible submission here. But still very early on, an elbow to the side of the head of Mil Mascaras. Frees Tony Atlas. Back up on his feet. Locked up with Mascaras. Another kick to the midsection as Mil Mascaras escorts Tony Atlas to the corner. Beautifully executed Japanese arm drag. Just beautiful. And here comes the Blue Demon on the tag. Tony Atlas to one knee. A clothesline from Blue Demon, whose size is deceptive. He is amazing. Fresh with a bear hug, but no dice. Tony Atlas with a couple of shots to the head. Blue Demon blocks him, tags him with a left. And whoa, what a toss from the Blue Demon. Deceptively strong too. A hard right hand drops Tony Atlas to the mat. Here comes Mil Mascaras again. The men from L.U.C.H.A. starting off very aggressively here. Here's a kick to the back of Tony Atlas. Mascaras changes his mind. I thought he was going to tag for a moment. Rounds up Tony Atlas again. And whoa. What a chicken wing suplex right there from the man of 1,000 masks. Mil Mascaras winds up the arm on Atlas and snaps it. And now he takes himself out and brings back in the Blue Demon. Tony Atlas charges with a clothesline, drops the Blue Demon to the canvas. Atlas tries to escort him towards his team's corner, but no good. Mil Mascaras and Blue Demon just a little bit too aggressive. A kick to the midsection from Tony Atlas. Blue Demon about to go for a ride. Military press slam from Mr. USA. And here comes this old man Rocky Johnson again. Blue Demon with a hard right spins him around. He goes behind on him, has him up and just drops him down. Lets gravity do all the work. Goes after Atlas, brings him back in. Well, now Mr. USA not expecting that. Catches a clothesline from Blue Demon. Rocky Johnson has him in a front cradle. But a counter. A DDT from Blue Demon. And here's a pin attempt. 1, 2. But nope. Rocky Johnson powering out of the pin. A quick jab, a right, a chop. Blue Demon blocks him again. Whips him over the rope, out onto the apron. Grabs a hold of him, drapes him over the top rope, and slams him with a hard right. The Blue Demon and Mil Mascaras is firmly in control of the Soul Patrol at this particular juncture in the match. He's got him by the throat and a hard, and I do mean hard right hand to the midsection. Blue Demon covers him up again. Johnson, counter. Rocky Johnson calls him up over the shoulder. Fireman's carry, but Blue Demon with elbows to the side of the head and a hard right. Johnson counters with a kick to the midsection. So does Blue Demon. They lock up again. Whip to the ropes. A hard shot to the gut one more time from the Blue Demon. He goes behind on Rocky Johnson, side suplex. And here comes Mil Mascaras again. The momentum is all in the hands of the men from L.U.C.H.A. As Mil Mascaras ascends the top turnbuckle, Rocky Johnson stands up and catches a beautiful Hurricane Rana from Mil Mascaras in pretty close quarters. There's a hard kick to the back. Followed up with another. Rocky Johnson rounded up. Swings and misses, does Mil Mascaras. Rocky Johnson has him up in a bear hug. The referee checking it, but Blue Demon right there to break it up. And Mil Mascaras has to do it himself. And whoa! A nice Hurricane Rana again. Rocky Johnson tries to make his way to the corner, but all in vain. Into a sleeper hold. And Mil Mascaras, Tony Atlas right there to break that one up. Atlas caught from behind by Mascaras, catches a rake to the back. Uncharacteristic behavior from Mil Mascaras. The man of 1,000 masks. Whips Rocky Johnson to the corner, delivers a clothesline. Turns it back over to the Blue Demon. And what a match this has been so far. The men from L.U.C.H.A. firmly in control of Rocky Johnson and Tony Atlas. Here comes Mr. USA on the tag. Blue Demon locks him up. Sets him up against the ropes. And begins tugging on the arm of Tony Atlas. Atlas whipped to the ropes. A collision center ring. They lock up again. And once more, Blue Demon with Tony Atlas by the throat. Winds it up and another hard shot to the midsection. Followed up with a stomp to the back of the head. Tony Atlas motionless as he's rounded up one more time by the Blue Demon. Escorted to the men from L.U.C.H.A.'s corner, smash head first into the turnbuckle, double team incoming for Mr. USA. Double axe handled across the arm from Mil Mascaras, who assumes control for his team, Tony Atlas. Whips Mascaras to the ropes, goes behind on him, German suplex. As Mr. USA starts to try and battle back here, but a shot to the midsection from Mil Mascaras, a rebound up the rope line. What a vicious DDT from the man of 1,000 masks. Here's another pin attempt. 1, 2. But again, another near fall as Rocky Johnson powers out. Blue Demon comes back in. Atlas charges, misses, counters with an elbow, gets a hold of the Blue Demon, catches a kick to the midsection. A right, a missed chop, a missed right from Blue Demon. And the Blue Demon now being escorted towards the Soul Patrol's corner. Head first into the turnbuckle he goes, and here comes Rocky Johnson. Atlas drapes the leg over the rope, and oh, a kick from behind from Rocky Johnson. A slid-out powerbomb from Tony Atlas is the parting shot as Mr. USA leaves the ring. There's a stomp to the shoulder, a stomp to the midsection from Rocky Johnson. Look at this, the Soul Patrol turning things around here, starting to gain a little bit of momentum in a match that has been all the men from L.U.C.H.A. up to this point. Rocky Johnson escorts Blue Demon at his team's corner, smashed head first into the turnbuckle. Here comes Mr. USA, another double team coming up. Draped over the ropes goes Blue Demon, and a double axe handle across the back from Mr. USA. Whoa! A butt splash right to the chest, and that'll knock the wind right out of him. 1. Barely just a 1. Blue Demon With still plenty of steam in the tank, a clubbing overhand right from Atlas as Rocky Johnson takes over for the Soul Patrol. Locks up the Blue Demon. A clothesline takes the Demon down to the canvas. Johnson goes by. Look at this. Whoa! Wheelbarrow facebuster from Rocky Johnson. Followed up with a gut-wrench suplex. And why not? He's got terrific strength. He can do it. If you've got it, flaunt it. And Rocky Johnson is certainly flaunting it. And here comes Mr. USA Tony Atlas again, and things are starting to look rough for the men from L.U.C.H.A who have been in control for most of this match. But it's starting to go downhill in a hurry. Mr. USA with the Blue Demon. Whoa, look at this. A big counter into a roll-up pin. Referee wasn't even ready. 1, 2, almost a 3. But here comes Mil Mascaras again. A lot of near falls in this tournament matchup, and it has been a rough one so far. A set of elbows to the midsection. A hard right attempt, no good. A spin kick does the trick, though, taking Atlas down to the mat. Mr. USA rounded up for a power bomb, and Mil Mascaras deposits him to the canvas and turns it over to Blue Demon. Atlas rolls to the outside. The Blue Demon quickly making his way to the top turnbuckle. Atlas stunned. He ain't going to see it coming. Wow, he missed it. And catches. Oh! Atlas might have hurt his leg. He went for that kick and he got caught up on the ring. Atlas shoves the Blue Demon down. Rounds him back up again. A hard left, a right, a left, another right. On Mr. USA. A vertical suplex on the Blue Demon. The Blue Demon with a kick to the midsection. Makes his way back inside. Followed by Tony Atlas. Atlas locked up. Here's a kick to the midsection again from the Blue Demon. And setting him up with a Michelin buster. Wow. The momentum in this match shifting in small increments but very frequent ones. Rocky Johnson fails to connect with the running bulldog. The Blue Demon throws him. There's a knee to the midsection to Rocky Johnson, and Mil Mascaras comes in again. Rocky Johnson charges, collides with Mascaras. Mascaras sets him up, standing drop kick, puts Rocky Johnson down again. Here's another pin attempt, but no good. Mr. USA Tony Atlas right there to disrupt it. Mil Mascaras evading his next move, winds up the arm on Rocky Johnson, delivers an arm snap to it, takes himself out of the equation and turns it back over to Blue Demon. Johnson. Whoa, what a beautiful Samoan drop, practically out of no place, and here's a pin attempt. Here's the ref. 1, 2. But again, no. Blue Demon getting the left shoulder up. Both men slowly making their way to a standing position with a little assist from Johnson. Johnson catches a kick to the midsection. Delivers a kick to the midsection to the Blue Demon. Spins him around with a hard right. Sets him up. Oh, nice powerbomb from this old man. Here's another pin. Oh, excuse me. Mil Mascaras right there. Breaks up the pin. Johnson tries for the bear hug, but no good. A clothesline over the top rope and out onto the floor went Rocky Johnson. And here comes Mil Mascaras again. Charges and takes out Tony Atlas. Takes himself to the top turnbuckle in the far left corner. And what's he going to do here? Atlas slowly making his way to a standing position. Mascaras nails him with a Hurricane Rana from 10 feet up. Blue Demon going to work on Rocky Johnson. Gets him back inside the ring. Teamwork making the dream work for the men from L.U.C.H.A. Mascaras leaps back in over the top rope, gets a hold of Johnson, catches a kick to the midsection. Johnson catches a kick to the midsection as well. And here comes the Blue Demon one more time. The action in this matchup, fast and frenetic. What a tournament it is going to be. And we're only on the first match. Hard right from the Blue Demon. Drops Johnson to the canvas. Blue Demon, another right. But here comes Mr. USA again. Misses with the running kick. Blue Demon gets a hold of him. Vertical suplex. Mr. USA catching hard right hands to the head from the Blue Demon. Atlas counters with a kick quickly, back up on his feet, locks up the Blue Demon, gets a hold on him, has him by the trunk, and slams him face first into the canvas. Blue Demon countering quickly. Atlas countering equally quickly. Mr. USA, he's got him by the throat. This can't possibly be good. He's got what a one-arm chokeslam from Mr. USA. Now stalking the Blue Demon here. Has him all the way up over the shoulders. Fireman's carry, beautifully executed Samoan drop. That could possibly do it right there. But nope. Mil Mascaras breaking up the pin before even the count of one. Tony Atlas catches a shot to the midsection from the Blue Demon. Blue Demon winds up the arm on him. Atlas counters with a left. Blue Demon counters with a chop to the chest and a right. A kick to the midsection. He's got him up. He's setting him up for another fisherman buster and nails it. The Blue Demon quickly going for the cover. 1, 2. Again, no. Mr. USA getting that right shoulder up before the count of 3 as Blue Demon takes himself out of the situation, turns it back over to Mil Mascaras, and Tony Atlas is starting to look a little bit fatigued. Here's a shot to the midsection. Here's a flip overhand right, and another from Tony Atlas to Mil Mascaras. Blue Demon saving Mil Mascaras from a butt bump right there. A hard forearm from Mascaras takes Atlas down. Here comes Blue Demon again. Rocky Johnson finally back to a standing position, heading back to his tag corner. Blue Demon charges a clothesline to the back of Mr. USA. Blue Demon winds up the arms and throws the switch on both arms on Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Blue Demon gathers him up. There's a kick to the midsection. Sets him up for the package pile driver. And that could be an end to the match right here. 1, 2. I don't believe it. Tony Atlas somehow kicked out of that one. More hard right hands to the head from the Blue Demon. And the momentum has shifted yet again towards the men from L.U.C.H.A. Atlas counters the Blue Demon with elbows to the midsection. Misses with the running kick. Blue Demon tries for a spear, but it doesn't quite work out. Compensates with a beautiful German suplex, though. Tries to take out Rocky Johnson, but Rocky Johnson was ready for him. Talking trash to the Blue Demon. Well, feelings are going to get hurt in this one. Mr. USA with a running bulldog on the Blue Demon as Rocky Johnson comes in, and he was hot on the outside, so let's see where this goes. Oh man, Rocky Johnson drives the knee of the Blue Demon into the mat. Turns it back over to Mr. USA, Tony Atlas. Blue Demon trying to find his way out of here, and does. Mil Mascaras comes in on the hot tag. An elbow takes Tony Atlas down. Here we go again, one more pin, but Rocky Johnson disrupts the pin. Blue Demon shows him the way out. Mil Mascaras putting the boots to the hands and fingers of Mr. USA, and quickly making his way to the top turnbuckle as Blue Demon keeps Rocky Johnson occupied, flying crossbody over the top. Here we go. 1, 2, 3. That is going to do it. The men from L.U.C.H.A. will advance to the next round, and the Soul Patrol is eliminated.
Here's the time, 10 minutes and 56 seconds. And your winners, the men from L.U.C.H.A.
In a battle of attrition lasting a little bit more than half of the time limit, Mil Mascaras and the Blue Demon getting the Duke over Tony Atlas and Rocky Johnson, and advancing to the next round of this tournament when we return. The next tournament matchup right after this.